spending decisions and also saving decisions, because one thing we knew was important was you have to save for your future. I have been, as an elected member, many issues of negotiations. I was part of the negotiations team for 3 occasions. On those 3 occasions, we negotiated with the province of Alberta. Now, unlike where the city negotiates, 3 or 4 year collective agreements, the University of Alberta maximum level was 2 years. They were dependent on what the provincial government was going to give them year by year, sometimes every 2 years. We negotiated collective agreements in the Klein years. So everyone here remember the Klein years? Mandated 0% pay increases, mandated we will not give you any more than 0%. Our negotiation team in 2 separate collective agreements managed to achieve 2 to 3% pay raises in our bargaining. We did that through innovative and focused negotiations with our employer, even though we had mandated by law 0% pay increases. We achieved that through simple things like, instead of 2 university credit courses, we could get 5, which basically meant our members could go out and get a full degree in just 4 years, paid for by the University of Alberta. Access to the rec centres. Rec centres at the City of Edmonton could cost you $300, $400 a year. The same at the University of Alberta. We paid nothing. We negotiated that. We piggybacked most of our benefits onto the benefits of, guess what? Yes, the academic staff. Bless them, because basically that's what we could do. But in any case, to round up, what do I want to do for you today? What do I want to do for you for the future? In any case, my vision for the collective agreement: 5 days floating annual vacation for use at any time. That means just take 5 days when you need it. Physical needs relief in every single shift. Sick leave policy in the collective agreement. That means if you have an issue with the sick leave, as we had in NASA, it was the most common grievance was, management's coming down to you, you're not dealing with your sick leave. We had it in the collective agreement, and every single facet of the sick leave program was outlined in our collective agreement. No policy of the university could supersede that. It was inside our collective agreement. Another one, due process in all discipline. Too many times people have said, oh, you can have the right to have a person here to help you. They don't go out and get that person, and they don't have a person waiting there for you, because they know 9 out of 10 times you'll simply say, no, I don't want to get bothered by that. Another one, witness interviews by union representatives. That means someone comes out and says, I saw this person do something, and tells management. The union doesn't usually go and talk to them. At NASA, we did. We went out there and said, did you view this particular incident? Strangely enough, 50% of the individuals say, oh, I don't recollect it in that way, I recollect it in this way. We need that in our collective agreement. And also, we need a more conciliatory educational model which replaces the punitive disciplinary model that we presently have in our thing. What we have now, letters of warning, letters of this, then it goes to 1 day suspension, 2 day suspension, it's progressive and worse. What you have is you can have 2 weeks of bad driving, and suddenly you ended up with 3 days off. That's inappropriate. We need to could go back for retraining, do things for us. That should be in the collective agreement. Also, what do I want to see as an individual? I want to see a special relationship between the union and its members. We need to use social media to connect with our members. We need to poll members on all important decisions of the union. We need to hold information meetings in all members' work sites. We need to publish a weekly blog at the ATU website. And we need to encourage women's and minorities' participation. Sadly lacking. We need to translate ATU publications into members' languages and actively assist members' cultural and social needs. And lastly, vote for me. I am experienced, I have leadership, I want inclusion. Vote for me, Dennis O'Neill, on December 1st this year. I have the experience that's needed.
Hello, sir.
Is there any questions for Dennis?
I have a question.
Okay. Darnie, go ahead.
I have a question. The question is about the 9 floating days.
5.
5 floating days? So how many do they get now?
None.
None?
We have to book out all our holidays in advance. you have no idea what's going to occur in the course of a year. Why I think 5 floating days is you need time to do something in your life. I go in, diligently sign my holidays in the second day.
So it would be above the holidays?
No, just
It'd
part of
be
your
part
holidays.
of your holidays. So
And
it's
as-
not, it's no change in the actual holiday.
It's how you use those holidays. What we, as a special constable at University of Alberta, they used to be very tight about vacations because we only had 4 people per section, and so therefore we had to organise them. But we did not have to say in advance what we wanted to go on vacation for. We were allowed floating days. Those floating days, we simply said, boss, I need to go here because of X. It may not have been a serious family incident, but to them in the collective agreement, but it's a serious family incident to you as an individual. So you could take simply one of those days. If you choose to do that now, what do? You lose a day's pay. You leave without pay, right? So you've already lost a day's pay.
So you can't now take your 2 weeks or 3 weeks holidays and then hold 1 week back and take those on
No,
individual
not
days?
possible in our collective
It
agreement.
is for the dispatchers, though.
Is exactly.
It is in other departments, it's just not for the drivers.
Exactly.
And that's a huge difference in stress
Well,
levels.
it's also a huge cost. You think about you need to take 5 LLOC days in the course of a year. You just spent $800,
Yeah.
and you're entitled to annual vacation.
Any other questions?
Yes, intrigued with the situation with fellow union members that have gone to some management over an incident. I kind of like where you're going with that, but wouldn't it be, and this, my experience, I used to be with the Graphic Communication International Union, and their policies were that the union actually did the discipline along that line. Is this something where you kind of lean towards, where it's a case
Nope.
of you?
The union disciplines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was with they did the hiring, literally, they did the hiring, they did the literally did the firing too. They did all the disciplinary management, kept their nose out completely. Practically.
That comes out of England, that type of mindset. When I was a member of the Transport and General Workers Union and the Transport Salary Staff Association, before I came to Canada in 1980, one of the things is when you get told off by the union. In fact, I got told off because I was supposed to be on a picket line and I went to a football game in Paris. They ended the freaking strike. Who ends a strike 3 days early? So I was caught in Paris, and I had to phone my boss up and say, look, I've been caught here in Paris. He said, you're going to have to talk to the union when you get back.
It intrigues me to the fact that it would be better if we got word out better too, if a union member had a problem with another union member, if we could get them to go to another union rep and
Exactly.
inside that would be.
What we did at the Non-Academic Staff Association was very simple. We created a Chinese wall. We had a labour relations officer and a manager. If we ran into those situations, and we frequently did, between non-academic staff in positions, we would create a Chinese wall. The manager and the LRO would deal with each individual's issues, but we'd also talk to witnesses. And we would get an evaluation of what happened. And I remember in many cases that what we basically said to university is, this is a toxic work environment for these 2 individuals. One of them is willing to move. What you need to do is accommodate that move. And university, not all the time, but about 90% of the time, would accommodate that move. But remembering the process was very different at the university, because a large body of the membership didn't want your involvement until something happened to them. So we would organise as much as we could, and we did a lot of organising, but we only had 1 general meeting a year. So we have 1 membership meeting a month. So we're going, ATU 569 is better participation, right? But also at the university, we used to go around and talk to people in work sites. I'd be in a different work site every 2 weeks, talking to the members. What are your issues? How does it go? And it being the 1990s, we were very lucky on campus as we had our own method of communicating with all staff members, and that was the MTS system that they had on campus. And it was like, in essence, very primitive Facebook of today. And we could send out blasts, messages to people. And we can do that in our union now, today.
Any other questions for Dennis?
Any other thoughts? Ideas?
Okay.
No? Okay, thank you. I give the floor.
Ian, do you have